Welcome to my channel. Today, we're exploring Stellar Defiance, a sci-fi journey where humanity stands strong and defies the odds across the galaxy. Dive into epic starship battles, powerful tech, and the resilience that makes us unstoppable in a universe full of challenges. If you're ready for a thrill-packed adventure in deep space, hit subscribe, and let's get started. In the boundless expanse of the galaxy, there are empires that stretch across entire star systems, wielding power, technology, and resources that would leave most species trembling in fear. These civilizations believe they are the natural rulers of the stars, assuming that with their superior firepower, advanced technologies, and centuries of experience, they can bend any lesser race to their will. For the most part, they are right. There are species in the galaxy that would submit to the whims of these galactic giants without a fight, terrified by the overwhelming might they face. But, as history has shown time and again, every empire encounters a challenge that tests the very core of its beliefs, a confrontation that will forever change the way they see the universe. And so it was with the Galactic Empire, a vast, highly advanced civilization that had swept across dozens of star systems, conquering worlds and bending alien races to their will. They were a force to be reckoned with, their fleets virtually unbeatable, their technologies far beyond anything that most species could even dream of. They were a regime that viewed the galaxy as its rightful domain, and every star, every planet, every species within their reach was seen as a subject to be ruled, a resource to be exploited, or a potential threat to be eliminated. In the grand scheme of things, Earth was little more than a distant, relatively insignificant speck in the vastness of the galaxy. A primitive planet, teeming with life but lacking the advanced technologies and the unified military strength of other galactic empires. From the outside, humanity seemed like an easy target, an unremarkable species, struggling with its own internal conflicts, content to remain isolated within its own solar system. The Galactic Empire had its eyes set on Earth for a simple reason: it was there. It was a world that had yet to be assimilated into the galactic order, and as the Empire expanded its reach, it saw this as an opportunity to extend its influence. The first wave came as a surprise to the inhabitants of Earth. The Galactic Empire, having carefully monitored the planet from afar for centuries, determined that humanity's rapid technological advancement posed a potential threat in the long run. Humanity had recently achieved space travel, and though they were still a primitive species by galactic standards, the Empire believed that they could not afford to let Earth develop any further. The Empire was not a civilization known for subtlety or diplomacy. It had conquered countless worlds with sheer force, and they expected nothing less than total submission from the humans. The message they sent to Earth was simple: surrender or die. For the Empire, this was nothing more than a formality. It was the same ultimatum they had delivered to countless other species before. Most had cowered in fear, surrendering without a fight. Some had resisted briefly before realizing the futility of their efforts and bowing to the Empire's overwhelming power. But Earth was different. Earth, it seemed, was not willing to be cowed so easily. The human spirit, so often underestimated by those who looked down upon the species, was not so easily broken. When the Empire's first envoy arrived in Earth's orbit, humanity's leaders, most of whom had no concept of the true scale of the threat before them, were paralyzed with fear. The alien fleet that descended upon the planet was unlike anything they had ever seen. Massive ships that seemed to blot out the sun, with weapons that could annihilate entire cities in an instant. The Empire's soldiers, clad in intimidating armor, began to descend onto Earth's surface, demanding that world leaders surrender. Their message was clear: Earth would become part of the Empire, or the consequences would be catastrophic. But Earth was not alone in its struggle for survival. Over the years, humanity had built an intricate network of global defense systems, military alliances, and technological innovations that had prepared them for threats both from within and beyond their world. Though their weapons were still primitive compared to the advanced technology of the Galactic Empire, they were not unprepared. And more importantly, humanity had something that the Empire did not fully understand: a deep-rooted resilience, a drive to survive against impossible odds, and an unwavering belief in their own right to exist. These qualities, often seen as weaknesses by more advanced civilizations, were the very things that would turn the tide against the Empire. When the first alien troops began to land in major cities around the world, they were met with resistance from human forces that had been mobilized within hours of the Empire's arrival. The human military, though outclassed in terms of raw power, was resourceful. They knew their home world better than any invader ever could. They used guerrilla tactics, hiding in the dense forests, mountain ranges, and urban environments, striking the invaders from unexpected angles. They sabotaged the Empire's landing ships, hacked into their communication networks, and attacked supply lines. The Empire, confident that its superior forces would crush any opposition, failed to anticipate the sheer determination of humanity's resistance. As the days turned into weeks, it became clear that Earth would not simply roll over and accept its fate. Instead, humanity united in a way that no alien species could have predicted. The global response was overwhelming. Leaders from all over the world, regardless of their differences, came together to form a unified front. National militaries, once divided by borders and ideologies, now fought as one. Scientists, engineers, and civilian volunteers contributed their skills to building new weapons, developing strategies, and fortifying key locations. The Empire's arrogance was their greatest downfall. They underestimated the power of a species that had fought for its survival for millennia. They believed that the humans would submit, just as countless other species had. Instead, humanity rose up, adapting to the Empire's tactics and using their own ingenuity to turn the invaders' strengths against them. The Empire's soldiers, though far more technologically advanced, found themselves bogged down in a war of attrition, fighting on a planet that was both alien and familiar, against an enemy that was more determined than they could have imagined. After months of brutal conflict, humanity's resolve only grew stronger. The Empire, once so sure of its impending victory, began to falter. Despite their superior technology, their fleets began to suffer losses. Humanity's resilience, ingenuity, and unity were beginning to overwhelm the Empire's invaders. In a desperate bid to break the stalemate, the Empire escalated their tactics. They unleashed weapons of mass destruction, targeting Earth's cities with orbital bombardments, hoping to break the human spirit with sheer devastation. But this only steeled humanity's resolve. The more the Empire struck, the more determined the people of Earth became to defend their home. It was at this critical juncture that humanity delivered a message that would echo across the galaxy. The leaders of Earth, united and resolute, sent a broadcast to the Empire's fleet, a message that would forever change the course of the war. It was simple, direct, and unmistakable: surrender or die. The message was not just a threat, it was a declaration of the truth that the Empire had failed to grasp. Earth would not bend, it would not break, and it would never surrender. The Galactic Empire, with all its power and might, was not invincible. Its strength could not overcome the human will to survive. The broadcast was heard across the Empire's command ships, reverberating through their communications systems. The Empire's leaders, so accustomed to receiving the instant submission of weaker species, were stunned. This was not the response they had expected. They had expected fear, surrender, and compliance. Instead, they faced a unified humanity that was willing to sacrifice everything to defend their planet. In the days that followed, humanity's resistance began to take the offensive. The Empire's forces, already stretched thin by the unexpected resilience of Earth's defenders, found themselves on the back foot. Human ingenuity had turned the tide. New weapons, once thought impossible, began to make their way into the hands of Earth's fighters. Ships, designed for Earth's unique atmosphere, began to tear into the Empire's larger warships. Guerrilla tactics, sabotage, and human spirit turned the tide. The Galactic Empire had underestimated the sheer force of will that humanity was capable of, and now they were paying the price. The Empire, once so sure of its supremacy, began to falter. The human message had been received loud and clear: Earth would not be conquered. The Galactic Empire, for all its might and advanced technology, had met its match in the form of a species that had been pushed to the brink and had refused to be broken. The war, which had started with the hope of a quick and easy conquest, had become a struggle for survival for the Empire, and Earth's defenders were making it clear that they would not relent. What followed in the years to come would become the stuff of legend. The once mighty Galactic Empire, battered and broken by the unrelenting fury of Earth's defenders, began to withdraw. Its fleets, once poised for victory, now retreated, unable to overcome the ingenuity, resilience, and indomitable will of humanity. And in the end, the Galactic Empire did not conquer Earth. They were forced to make a choice: surrender or die. And so it was that the galaxy learned a valuable lesson. It learned that the human spirit, when pushed to its limits, could not be defeated by superior technology, overwhelming firepower, or even the might of an empire that spanned the stars. Earth, against all odds, had stood its ground and had sent a message that would be remembered for millennia to come: surrender or die, but Earth would never surrender.